What's happening, YouTube? Dylan here, coming to talk to y'all today about how to not release your semen while you're having sex. Now, this is important, man, because I know a lot of dudes are coming across these semen retention channels and finding out about this. And a lot of people are saying just avoid women altogether. Be abstinent. I mean, that's a cool approach to do too if you really want to fully commit to it, but I like to have sex. All right. I love women. I like to just enjoy my life still. I'm not going to go abstinent. So, but I still want to retain my seed. If you're like me, listen up, man. So, first off, there's a few techniques to help you out with this, and it's not easy. Trust me. I've tried it at first, and it's almost as if when you tell your mind, I'm not going to bust, it's almost like it's harder to not bust. It's weird. It's fucked up, but it takes discipline. It takes a little bit of practice. So there's this guy, his name is Mantak Chia. Look him up on YouTube. He's got a few interviews out there where he goes in depth on these different techniques and breathing techniques and energy, moving your energy throughout your body and shit. It's real dope. I'd highly recommend it. He even has a book, it's called The Mult-Orgasmic Man or Male. One of those. Check out that book. That's one that really helped me out. And it's got a lot of good techniques on there. But I'm going to go ahead and let you know them right here. First off, you want to know the number one muscle you want to work on is, I don't know the name of the muscle, but it's the muscle that you use whenever you hold your piss, right? So whenever, pretend like you're taking a piss and say you just want to stop your piss midstream. That same muscle, you want to work on squeezing that muscle, drawing it up, right? So that muscle, I think it's the perineum is the name of it. And what it is, it's like a sphincter looking muscle, kind of like your anus, like your mouth, your eyes are circular muscles. You want to work on squeezing it up, right? So what he recommends is you practice every day. You want to squeeze that muscle 300 times a day. You can do it like 50, do like 50 of them straight, and then rest, then do another 50 later, and then do that until you hit 300 for the day. But that's going to make sure that muscle stays strong and you're able to control it at any given moment. Because you're going to need that muscle when you're fucking and you ready to bust and you can feel it coming, right? You're getting to like that 70, 80%. Once you get to 70, 80% of almost busting, you want to start squeezing that shit because you don't want to go past 90 to 100% is you busted. You went over the hill. What he recommends is you want to get to about 70%, 80% at the most. And then either, squeeze it, pull that energy up, and, and then if you have to, pull out, get out of there. Because trust me, I tried this at first and failed miserably. I tried it and I stayed in there and it's too good. So, I've busted plenty of times. Now, granted, I've busted and it's like those little mini busts where you see a little cum come out. But as long as you don't do a full bust, you can still continue having sex. But our goal here, fellas, is we ain't busting at all. That's the main objective here. And that's what I'm trying to do is master this shit. So you gotta work on that muscle, man. That muscle's gonna help you out. So 300 times a day, your perineum, squeeze that shit, your piss muscles. There's an example of this where, like, say you're gonna go pee. Every time you pee, stop your stream a few times. Like piss, stop it, piss, stop, piss, stop. Do that until you're done peeing. That's a way to like get started and get familiar with it. But you don't have to pee to do it. That's just one thing he mentions in the book. So that's the first thing you want to master. Now, the second thing is something I came across recently in one of his interviews with London Real. check that interview out. He really explains a lot of cool breathing patterns and shit. But what this is, it's called sharpening the knife, right? So what you're doing here is exactly how it sounds. You're gonna take your dick. Now, I don't know if you're circumcised or not. If you're not circumcised, you want to pull that skin back and make sure, first off, make sure your hands are warm. Warm your hands up, rub them together. Get you some baby oil, some lotion, some olive oil, coconut oil, some type of lube. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna start basically stroking the head of your dick, right? Yeah, I know it sounds crazy, but you want to stroke the head of your dick a few different ways, right? So first way you do it, pull the skin back, you stroke the left side of your head, right? So I want to demonstrate this shit. So, you know what I'm saying? You stroke the left side, right? Then you stroke the right side. And you do this 50 times each side, by the way. 50, yes, each time. So left side 50 times. And do them nice and good. Make sure it's like you feel the shit. Because this shit is hard as fuck, man. I'm telling you, but the more you practice, the better you're going to be. And I know this sounds weird as fuck, but trust me, you're going to need this shit. And you're going to regret it when you bust in these chicks. All right? So 50 times left side. 50 times on the right side of your head. 50 times front. 50 times in the front. 50 times in the back, on the back of your head, 50 times, right? And then also pull it down, pull your dick down, 50 times like that on the head. Make sure you focus on the head, because that's where all the nerves and shit are, right? You're gonna really, it's gonna feel amazing. It's really training to the fucking fullest. It's hard, but you're gonna need to do this. It's gonna help out a lot though. It's helped me out a lot. Like, fucking now is a lot easier. I remember when I first started this retention shit, trying to fuck, and it was like, I couldn't even fuck. I'm talking about like a minute in, I'm like, yo, babe, I'd want to fuck her, but I don't want to bust. So I just had to like cancel the whole session. Like, I can't do this. It feels too good. I'm going to come. Okay. So that's called sharpening the knife. Go ahead and try that out. And do yourselves a favor, fellas. It feels amazing. You know what I'm saying? And don't bust, of course. So it's like you treating yourself nice and you're not busting. So you feel great after, And also while you're doing that, make sure you squeeze that perineum, squeeze that muscle to draw that shit up. You know what I'm saying? Practice all that. Get familiar with your body down there, fellas. It's important. Your female is gonna thank you, and your sex life is gonna be great. Side note, a few little tips, because I fucked up a few times. When you're fucking, right, on this shit, after you've done your sharpen the knife, after you've done the draw up, when you draw up, you're gonna feel that sexual energy. This is also how you prevent blue balls, which is another problem that a lot of the dudes have. They get fucking aroused and they let that energy sit in their balls. That's how you get blue balls. You let all that energy congest in your balls. You want to get that shit out of there. So when you're doing the perineum pull up, it's called the pull up. Let's just call it that. They call it the big draw in the book. But when you pull up, and then, now this is weird, but you want to squeeze your asshole. You want to pull, because you're pulling that energy from your balls to your perineum, your prostate area. And then you want to squeeze your asshole to pull that energy to the back, up your spine. And then you want to just work on, it's like, I'm explaining a lot, but you basically pulling that energy up your spine. And when you breathe, you want to imagine that energy going up your spine, sucking it up like a straw. pulling that energy up, go all the way up, put it in your brain, right? And then you draw it back down, and then it's gonna come down to your stomach, okay? And that's where it's gonna rest. It's gonna stay there, and your body's gonna use that energy for whatever it needs to heal you, to, you know what I'm saying, that extra energy boost. Because your gut is another brain. They don't tell us about this shit. Trust me, there's a lot of shit. Mantak Chia explains it really well. I'm just kind of going. I'm throwing a lot at y'all right now, so just bear with it. But so that's how you kind of get that energy moving, get it out of the balls. You don't want it to sit there. You're gonna get blue balls. We don't like blue balls, fellas. That's painful. You're gonna want to beat your meat to get rid of that shit. Don't do it. Get that energy, squeeze that shit up, get it up your ass, pause. I know that's weird. Up your spine, and then circulate that shit. Trust me, it works. I haven't had blue balls since I've done this shit, so I'm just telling you guys what it is. Last thing though, when you're fucking, go slow. Go as slow as you need to. That's one thing that I fucked up on big time. I tell chicks about this whole semen retention shit. They're like, okay, yeah, sure. And you start fucking and you get this rhythm going, but you want to slow down, and you see she's ready to get fucked. But you got to go at your own pace, fellas. All right? Trust me. You slow down. If you have to, pull out, go back in. Take your time. Because, trust me, she'll thank you later. Because once you get it down packed, you off to the races. You fucking the shit out of her. And now she's in love. All right? So that's it, man. Feel free to rewind this shit. Pause it when you need to. Take notes. It's a lot of shit. But check out Mantak Chia. Shout out to him, man. He's a fucking OG gangster. He's about 73. He looks about 40, 50. So he ain't got no gray hairs. Young looking motherfucker. So check him out. Read the book. That's it, man. I hope this helps. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think, man. You got any questions? I'm always answering. Yeah, if you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and do that. Leave a like. And I'll talk to y'all next time, man. Blessings.